If I had to learn AI from scratch today, I'd be overwhelmed because so much of what's out there is either outdated and no longer relevant, or just theory you'll never actually use.
Stop right there, because this first step is where most beginners get it completely wrong.
Of each other. Let's get started. Kicking things off with step 1, pick one model and go deep. There are 2 reasons for this. First, this artificial analysis chart shows that although models used to be far apart in capability,
you do not need 5 AI tools. You need 1. The top models are so close now that switching gains you nothing. The person who masters 1 tool beats the person who dabbles in 10.
They're now all so powerful, as represented by the clustering in the top right, that the difference for the average user is negligible. Second, because all the top AI companies are copying each other, all the models have the same core features, meaning once you go deep on one, that skill carries straight over to the rest.
But picking one is only half the battle, because the next step shows you which one fits your work.
And Google Gemini. But which one is the right one for you? This brings us to step 2. Pick the model based on 3 simple principles. First, prioritize paid tiers. So if you're on free ChatGPT, but your job gives you paid Gemini, go deep on Gemini, because the gap between free and paid is like night and day.
Paid beats free, period. The gap is bigger than most people realize. And matching the tool to your work is the smartest move here. Most beginners pick based on hype, and that costs them months.
Second, if you have a choice, pick the AI that matches your work, since each one has its own strengths. ChatGPT is the most mature, has the most users, and so it's got the most tutorials to learn from. I've also found it's the best at web search out of all the chatbots, and therefore it's great for research. Claude is really good at writing and design, and excels in coding, which matters even if you're not technical, because stuff like data analysis.
But even the right tool will hold you back if you skip the next step, and almost everyone skips it.
Just open import memory to Gemini and follow the on-screen instructions. And that brings us to step 3, change your defaults. Put simply, the companies default you to the weakest model because this is the cheapest for them to run. So you always want to select the more powerful models.
The companies default you to their weakest model because it is cheaper for them, not better for you. One click in a dropdown changes your results completely. Stop blaming yourself for bad outputs.
You have access to for real work, since these will actually break down your requests, map out the steps, and catch nuances you didn't think to mention. Here's a quick recap of level 1. First, use the paid version if you can. Second, choose the chatbot that matches your work and stick with it. And third, always default to the most capable model you have access to.
Now here is where it gets interesting, because the next step destroys the biggest myth in AI.
It's describing everything you think your boss likes in a long and detailed prompt. Or you could hand the AI a list of restaurants your boss has loved in the past and let it figure out the pattern. The second approach wins every single time. Put simply, that list of restaurants is an example of the right context.
That restaurant example says it all. A list of real restaurants beats 10 minutes of describing your boss. Context beats prompts. One framework is all you need now. Outcome plus context.
And the right context will always beat the perfect prompt. In practice, this means we don't need to memorize a bunch of prompting frameworks anymore, because models have gotten so powerful that they're able to accurately infer inputs like the role, the format, and the tone, as long as we give them 2 things: a clear outcome and the right context. So there's really just one framework worth remembering: OC, outcome plus context.
And the next step shows you the single best type of context to feed your AI.
The best type of context to give AI is real examples of what good looks like, since examples contain everything you'd forget to explicitly say in a prompt, like your manager's expectations and your team's preferences. For example, instead of spelling out the format, length, and tone for a weekly status update,
examples are the cheat code. A real example carries everything you would forget to say. Paste in what good looks like, and the AI figures out the rest. This habit separates strugglers from flyers.
Just paste in the last 2 to 3 updates that were approved. Add a raw notes for the week and say, write this week's update in the same format. And the AI will pull everything it needs from those examples. Third, connect your tools. Put simply, your best context.
But repeating this setup every day gets old fast, and the next step fixes that forever.
We point the AI to the tool and ask it to pull the required files and surface insights. Now that we know what great context looks like, how can we save relevant context for recurring work so we're not repeating ourselves every time? The answer in ChatGPT and Claude is a feature called projects.
Projects are the feature most beginners never find. A permanent home for recurring work. Your rules stay saved. Your files stay loaded. You stop repeating yourself every single morning.
In Gemini, they call it Gemini Gems, but they work basically the same way. And a project is a permanent home for recurring work streams.
Quick pause here. If what I'm sharing is making sense and you're thinking, okay, but how does this actually work in a real system? I've put together a free training that walks through the exact structure and process we use. It's not theory. It's a behind-the-scenes walkthrough of how the system is set up, how the pieces fit together, and how most of the heavy lifting is already handled, so you're not starting from zero. If you want to see how it's structured and decide for yourself if it's a good fit, the link is in the description. All right, let's jump back in.
And contains 3 components. First, the project instructions are the rules that always apply, like your goals and constraints for this entire workstream. Second, knowledge files are the reference information that the AI pulls from, like your source documents, examples, and frameworks.
But projects have one weakness he is about to expose, and the final step solves it.
Markdown. Now, as good as projects are for recurring work, each project is a standalone silo, meaning my workout coach project can't see what's in my annual health reports that's stored in another project, right? Even though it totally makes sense for them to talk to each other. And this is where an AI system comes in.
Projects are silos. An AI system connects them all and spots patterns no single chat could catch. Best part, it learns from your feedback and gets smarter every week. Most people are nowhere near this yet.
So what's an AI system? Put simply, it's a setup that does 2 things projects cannot do. First, it can pull context from different projects, spot patterns across them, and surface insights individual projects would have missed. For example, here I'm told that, hey, I took a look at your travel project and your personal finances project, and guess what? You don't have enough money to go on your Bali trip. Second, an AI system updates itself after you give it feedback, meaning learnings compound over time.
You now have the full MASTERY framework. So save this video, start with step 1 today, and follow along, because I break down systems like this every week. Whether you like this video or not, really hit the like button. You know why? Because I gave you the exact training for free that our paid members get. This video is going to be in the members area for the paid members, and you got it for free. So yes, don't you think I deserve a like? Go ahead, like it, share with your friends and family, subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. Make sure you switch on the notification bell button, and of course, ask your friends and family to subscribe and switch on the notification bell button. It's very important for us because we have a goal of getting 10,000 subscribers in next 3 months. And the only way we can do that is when you hit the subscribe button. Go ahead, do it. And for more money techniques, watch these videos and we will see you on the next one.